Hey all, it's David Ducker coming back at you. And today I'm going to be talking about hot-shotting. This could also be called, I suppose, story burnout, plot burnout perhaps. But we usually call it hot-shotting in pro wrestling context. So what this is when you can't follow the main event, when you can't top yourself, when you've escalated and escalated and escalated to the point that you can't take another step forward. So in an RPG context, this might be, you've slain the red dragon, you defeated the lich, you bitch slapped Cthulhu himself, you've gone through and exploded Atropos, the god-born dead. You've done it all, and there's nothing left to do, So there's either nothing left to do, and you just have to end the campaign. You're at maximum level. Or you've become so ridiculous and wonky that it's just not fun anymore. And you're going through from ridiculous, crazy challenge to, and you can't believe it. You can't believe that there's this many crazy high-level dangers in the world. So you destroy your suspense of disbelief, or you've just jumped the shark to the point where you're living on Olympus, and you're stomping down Nidhogg the dragon, and you're stomping down what is his name? Thrym, the cold giant, the frost giant king at Surtur, the fire giant king. When you're coming down against the world serpent, and you're like, all I really wanted to do was be a Viking, and now I'm an Aesir fighting gods and monsters. That's not really what I wanted. We jumped the shark here, So this serial escalation, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, is often bad. It's often not a good thing. Because at some point you can't top yourself, whether it's because, like I said, you really just can't top it mechanically, or because it's unbelievable from a story standpoint, or because it's not fun because you left the story you wanted to play, and you leveled up to the point where that story that you wanted is not fun anymore. It's like bringing in Superman into Lord of the Rings. He flies the ring straight to Mount Doom, and it's all over like that. That would be really boring. But if that's a story you want to play, you shouldn't have brought Superman in. So, my point is, you want to have equilibrium. You don't want to be unbalanced. You don't want this linear growth to go on forever unchecked. Just like in a plot point, if you're looking at your 3-act structure, you're going to come up, but you're going to climax at some point and then get back down. And then you might come up and climax again, but then you'll come back down. So you've got to go at this steady rhythm, and then you can game forever. You don't have to end the campaign if you don't want to. You don't have to roll new characters, retire old characters, if you keep it realistic. If you stick to the laws of physics, if you stick to these laws of economics and government, so that it makes sense in context, so that your story maintains its believability, and so that your characters don't burn out the system, because the system's realistic. So you might be the strongest dude in the world, but you'll still die if you get shot, just like in real life. You shoot the strongest dude in the world, he'll still die. So I'm basically advocating here for two things, for equilibrium and realism. You don't have to have both of them. I like to have both of them, but you don't have to. Equilibrium could be that you come up and down and up and down. I believe there's something called Epic 6, which tries to maintain equilibrium, where you come up and plateau, and you don't really progress beyond 6th level. That's some kind of Pathfinder variant, I believe. So that's fine. It allows you to keep this realistic grittiness so you don't end up on Olympus when you don't want to be on Olympus. And so you don't end up fighting these crazy challenges, so that, you know, a regular dude is always going to be a challenge. So you can keep having these rematches. You know, you can keep having new contenders come in without them being ridiculous. So that would be like your equilibrium. Or you have something like, I believe BRP has a system where you level up, but as you're leveling up certain skills, if you're not using others, they level down. So you're always kind of at an equal point total, more or less, right? So you have equilibrium. You don't get so powerful that it's not fun. So that's equilibrium. The other thing is just realism, which again, Epic 6 keeps you in that realistic zone because you just don't go beyond 6th level. And other systems just can't even get out of the realistic zone. Again, BRP, basic role playing, is a great example. Even a really, really, really powerful character could still be killed by a really, really weak basic character. You know, it's just a system where that's possible. In Pathfinder, if you're like 2 or 3 levels higher than your opponent, you just win. They pretty much can't beat you. There's no swing. Even if they hit crit after crit after crit, and you hit fail after fail after fail, you're probably still going to beat them. Especially if you're talking about like 5 levels difference, 10 levels difference. Whereas BRP, you know, even the baddest dude on the planet, if somebody comes at him with a knife, and even if that guy doesn't really know how to use the knife, a knife is still so dangerous that he could get in that lucky shot and win. The baddest dude on the planet still got to think about this. Is this a good idea? Do I want to fight this man who is armed with a knife? Because he might stab me and kill me. So that's the realism. So those are 2 things you've got to bring in. So you don't burn out your audience. You don't burn out your story. You don't jump the shark. You don't burn out your system. You know, don't hotshot. Keep an equilibrium so that you can, if you need to, if you want to, you can just run this campaign forever. And if you do want to end the campaign, then you can end it on your terms. You're not forced to do anything, right? You want to maintain this control. Don't give the rules control because they don't get to have any fun. Control is fun. Pacing the story is fun, not just for the GM, but for the players. You want to pace your own story. You want to determine when it's the beginning, when it's the middle, when it's the climax, and when you're hitting a denouement. You don't want the rules to impose that on you. So that's what I got to say about hotshotting. Don't do it. It burns everything out. Find some way not to do it, and there's many ways not to. I'd also love to hear your anecdotes or comments. If you've seen someone hotshot a game and it wasn't fun anymore, or you were forced to quit, leave that in the comments. If you've got a way to avoid hotshotting that I didn't mention, please leave that in the comments to educate me. I would appreciate that. So I'm going to sign out now, but I hope everybody has a good day. Cheers.